They didn't win a title, and this year finally they won it. So I totally agree with you. So quickly before you have to go, let's give you. I like to hear your opinion about the predictions for the playoffs this year. Give me the top two teams that you're gonna see uh, at the end of the year in the standings for the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference.
Okay, I'm going to start with the Eastern Conference here and go
Go
with a
go.
pretty hackneyed, very old pick here, but it's very obvious. The Miami Heat. There is no team in the NBA right now that is as finely well tuned as this team with that much talent. I actually think the Lakers have more talent, but they've never really played together, so that's a different story. A team with LeBron James, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh all working together harmoniously, that's got to be your number one pick. And then number two, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say the Indiana Pacers. Last year, one of the best defensive teams in the NBA. They bring back a lot of talent. Danny Granger's still an excellent, excellent player to lead this team offensively. And they are just the picture of solidity out east right now. I'd say they take the number two spot out east. What do you think?
I agree. I think the Indiana Pacers they're not very they're not really publicly known. Like on Sports Center, you don't hear a lot about the Pacers, but they were third place in the Eastern Conference last year, so they did very well. They did very well. They had one of their better seasons in recent years. You've thought of the Indiana Pacers as probably an ACT or probably a team that doesn't make the playoffs, but I agree with you with the Pacers. Absolutely, I do follow the Pacers, and I think that they're a pretty dominant team with Danny Granger, what you mentioned, and then I like David West. He's a very good power forward, and then you got Roy Hibbert. He's shaky at times, but when he's on fire, he really grabs the boards, gets double doubles, and does his job. And then obviously, I agree with you. Number one seed will go to Miami. They're gonna have way more confidence this year than last year coming into the beginning of the regular season. And then I think all the teams are going to be ready because everybody is last year the game the schedules were shortened because of the lockout. Remember, the game started on Christmas, so I think that since the season is starting earlier now, um, for a normal opening day, I think teams will be more ready and thinking about they're going to be going out there in the beginning of the year really trying to attack and get a good spot in the standings really early. So, sorry, Sam, I'm kind of talking too much. Give me your top two in the Western Conference.
I'm actually going to give you my top three really quickly.
All right, that's
Number
fine.
three, I'm just going to touch on really quickly. Then I'm going to go into more detail about my number two top teams. Number three, I'm going to say is the LA Lakers, and the reason why is because almost like what the Miami Heat did their first season together, I don't think they turn it on really towards the end of the season. Once they do, it's going to be scary to watch. But that's why I have them at number three. I think they're going to be a little slow to start. And number two, I have the always steady San Antonio Spurs. This is a team that is always a very, very, very good team. No matter what pieces they have in place, the San Antonio Spurs team is always good, at least during the regular season. Last year they weren't so good during the playoffs, but I'd say they're my number two team. And then number one, you have to give it to the best team in the West. As of right now, you can't say the Lakers because they're so very new. Right now, the best team in the West is the Oklahoma City Thunder with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook leading the way. Any team that has a guy like James Harden coming off the bench is going to be a very top team. And this team is stacked with depth. They're stacked with star power. They're athletic. They're smart. They have all the components of a championship team. But I think the Lakers will be able to oust them in the playoffs just because I think are going to end up being the more talented team.
All right, Sam. Thank you for giving your input on everything, all the topics that I gave you. This is Sam Rosen. He is the host of Sam's Situation. Tune into his shows whenever he puts them on Spreaker.com. Sam, any final words?
Just thank you for having me on. It was such a great experience for me. Please watch my show if you're listening to this one. It comes on every Sunday at 7. it's a very, very elaborate show. It's only for 25 minutes or so, but it's going to get you the very nitty-gritty details on one or two particular topics. So just thank you so much for having me on your show, Steven.
Sorry for the little beeps. I don't know what's going on. Thank you, Sam, for being on the show. Well, I'll talk to you later.
Same.
All right, thank you, Sam. Sam, listen to the show. Show is very, very, very good. And so that's my special guest for the NBA, Sam Rosen. And when we come back, we'll be going to the NCAA basketball. That's our second part of the show. I'll be bringing our second special guest, NCAA basketball and analyst and the host of Chris's Corner, Chris Silvestri. He'll be coming in and talking to us about the NCAA and some topics around the NCAA basketball, like Murray State's point guard Zay Jackson. He is suspended by the team after his arrest. Billy Gillespie, the head coach of Texas Tech, is in the Mayo Clinic after having some unhealthy or health problems. And then Michigan is leading the field for the NIT tip-off, when we will be coming back to Steven's Weekly Hoops here on Spreaker.com. Don't change the channel, folks.
If you ain't catch me like coughing back when I said you should catch me like Spalding. It's cool, cause most cats that I bump into can't catch me that often. Most times I just end up falling. Ball for a few, then end up walking. Catch me in the ball with a Cinderella waltzing. And I do it till it's no longer exclusive. Might go once, might go twice, but never 3 times like an auction to it. See, I walk into it, I do my thing, then tell the owner that it's cool to let y'all into it. Catch me, I'm ballin', catch me, I'm ballin'. Catch me like Spalding, catch me like Spalding. If he indeed the MC, vitamin like GNC. Lupe, yeah, catch me, I'm ballin', catch me, I'm ballin'. Catch me like Spalding, catch me like Spalding. ABB to ALC, man, we stay on the JOB. Yeah, keep me on some EV to the TOP. With a little bit of time on CAP.
And we are back here with Steven's Weekly Hoops here on Spreaker.com. It is now 8:55 on the West Coast, and we are 5 minutes away in the East Coast to midnight. So late night session here if you guys in the East Coast are listening to my show. And great having all you guys here. And I'm going to introduce my NCAA analyst from National Sports and the host of Chris's Corner, Chris Silvestri. Welcome to Steven's Weekly Hoops. What's up, man? Hey. Thanks for being able to be on my show, Chris. So the first topic we'll be talking about is now the scheduling with the University of Michigan, Virginia, Kansas State, and Pittsburgh. Those are the top seeds for the NIT season tip-off tournament. Very big tournament around the
And after being upset by Long Beach State in November, never really got it back. Didn't even make a trip to the NCAA tournament. Did win the College Basketball Insider Tournament. That's somewhat of a consolation, but this team is its last year in the Big East Conference, going to move to the ACC next year. And I think they're going to make a big statement in the Big East, even though they lose their top player, Ashton Gibbs. They have a lot of good returning players coming back, and they have a good recruiting class coming in this year. So I think 2 talented teams in Kansas State and Pitt are going to meet in the final.
I agree with you at K-State, but I think that Pittsburgh, they've been shaky, obviously, last year with being upset by Long Beach State. But I'm going to pick Virginia. Virginia is a very as a team that's not talked a lot at all in a powerhouse ACC conference where you have Duke and North Carolina and NC State once in a while. But I think Virginia is going to be a team that's going to be the surprise team, the surprise top seed that's going to go through. Some people say Virginia, pardon me, will say Michigan because Michigan went to the NCAA tournament and they did very well last year. And I think that Michigan ended the season 22nd ranked. They were 24-10 last year, but I think Virginia is the better team. In my opinion, they're playing a very hard conference. That's why they're sometimes not the best team in the conference. So you is for you is K State and Pitt, but I'm gonna go Virginia and K State. So and
Well,
also
another thing to watch out for are the mid-major teams in this tournament. It seems like in these November, December non-conference tournaments that a mid-major always seems to make an uproar. I make another reference to Long Beach State last year, going head-to-head with Kansas State in the Diamond Head Classic final, and there was a couple other mid-majors to win some pretty big tournaments out there. There was St. Louis won the Anaheim 76 tournament down in Anaheim, California. So watch out for the majors like Lehigh, Robert Morris, Cleveland State, North Texas, to name a few. There's a lot of teams coming into the tournament. It's going to be a very fun tournament to watch. But watch out for some of the mid-majors as well. It's not a slam dunk that those top four teams, Michigan, Virginia, Kansas State, and Pitt, all finish in the top four.
I agree with you. Look at Lehigh. They did extremely well in the NCAA tournament. They got one win, but they upset a number two Duke team. So you gotta watch out for them. And then Cleveland State always a good team. I think yeah, I doubt Cleveland State was a team. Um, they upsetted a team a few years ago, and I was like, Cleveland State. This team is just out of nowhere. Sometimes you just get teams out there from in the NCAA basketball world that just come out of nowhere and upset a major team like Long Beach State over Pitt, and then Lehigh, which is like an East Coast school, which is very academic. I think they're in the Patriot League or something like that, and they upset Duke. So I gotta say Lehigh is my surprise team that probably makes a statement in this tournament. But in NCAA basketball, you never know what's going to happen at all. You're going to have the number one team in Kentucky get upset by Indiana. You just don't know. So let's go into other news. Texas Tech basketball coach Billy Gillespie, he has left Lubbock, Texas. That's where the campus is at Texas Tech, and he is flying to Rochester, Minnesota, where he'll seek treatment at a Mayo Clinic for stress and high blood pressure. Um, Chris, this isn't a really good thing for Texas Tech. Texas Tech over the years has gone downhill since Bob Knight retired. How does this really impact the Texas Tech program?
I would say it would impact the program if we were in the midst of the college basketball season, but since we're not even at the point where actually school just got back in session for these college kids. Obviously, you wish you wish the best, and you hope that Billy Gillespie can recover soon. Like you said, this Texas Tech program has been on decline since Bob Knight hung him up. But I don't think it makes a big impact. Obviously, we're concerned about his health, but hopefully he has a full recovery. And Texas Tech cannot wait forever, and their basketball team needs to start practice soon. So we're going to see how this whole thing with Billy Gillespie's health plays out, but hopefully for Texas Tech and the Red Raider fans that it's not a huge, it's not a huge sickness, and it's not a big problem for Billy Gillespie as he is seeking treatment this week at the Mayo Clinic. So hopefully he can get that high blood pressure down and get back to Texas Tech and try to help his team, start being what it once was.
I actually having one example of such thing. St. John's 2 years ago was a very